diseases. So I'm pleased to say we're no longer a one-trick pony. We have strength in phase 1 trials, in field-based studies, and we're also focusing on indications or therapeutic areas beyond infectious diseases, so such as cardiometabolic, respiratory, and immunology.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Mo Khan, the Chief Executive of hVIVO. Mo, very good to speak with you. You shared an unaudited trading update this morning for full year 2025, and it looks to be in line for revenue and ahead for EBITDA expectations. Tell us more.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me on again on your program here. So really pleased to report a good update. I mean, everyone knows 2025 has been a challenging year, but this update that we have just provided has met or beaten all of the major financial parameters. So as you say, with regards to revenue, we expect to report around £46.7 million in revenue for full year of 2025, which is as per guidance provided last year. On EBITDA, we expect to report a low single-digit EBITDA margin, which is ahead of expectation. We previously reported that we may have a small adjusted EBITDA loss, but our Q4 performance, especially in delivery of some of our clinical trials, was ahead of expectations. On top of that, we did implement some early structural changes in our company, so we realized some cost savings. And on top of that, as we have reported previously, there were some cancellations in the company in 2025, which of course meant that we realized the cancellation fees, which really don't include any variable costs, so we give you a relatively high EBITDA margin. The final parameter really is the cash, which stood at £14.3 million as of end of 2025. And the main reason for the reduction in cash year on year is the key acquisitions we made in Cryostore in the UK and acquiring a German CRO, CRS Kiel and Mannheim. So things are going well overall. We still have no debt and we have sufficient cash to continue with our growth initiatives.
As you mentioned, a major update for 2025 were the acquisitions of CRS and Cryostore. How's it all going?
Going pretty well. I think it's maybe important to reiterate why we did make those acquisitions. So previously, we have a consulting arm at Venn Life Sciences where we provide a lot of the preclinical CMC PK work. So the type of work that's mostly done prior to a drug going into clinical phase 1 clinical trials. And then we provided a human challenge trial, which is a phase 2 trial. So we were missing the phase 1 portion. So this is where CRS has really fit in perfectly well. So now we can truly say we are an end-to-end drug service provider, especially in the early phase development in Europe. We now have expertise more than just infectious diseases. So I'm pleased to say we're no longer a one-trick pony. We have strength in phase 1 trials, in field-based studies, and we're also focusing on indications or therapeutic areas beyond infectious diseases, so such as cardiometabolic, respiratory, and immunology. And these are now fully integrated. We recognize some cross-selling opportunities already. And I'm really looking forward to taking a client who are currently in the lab all the way to end of phase 2. So all of those combined with our restructuring into 4 different pillars. So clinical trials, human challenge trials, consulting services, and laboratory services. And we expect to see good growth in the company in 2026.
Mo, 2025 presented a number of macroeconomic and sector-specific headwinds. How did this impact hVIVO? What's your view on current market sentiment and what steps is the company taking to future-proof the business?
Yeah, there's no doubt 2025 has impacted us as well as the broader CRO industry. And I think especially as we focus on infectious diseases and the vaccines, I think that had an extra headwind, I would say, considering what's happening in the US. But as we move forward into 2026, I see more optimism. I was at JP Morgan conference earlier this month where people I would say showed cautious optimism going forward. There is more M&A activity, more funding available for biotechs to run more clinical trials. I mean, for us, one of our key kind of highlight was the fact that one of our clients, Cidara, was acquired by Merck for over $9 billion, which really shows that there is still good return on investment in ID spaces. But we've not just sat and just kind of worked on infectious diseases. We now, as I mentioned, offer services in multiple therapeutic areas in multiple phases. So I believe we are much more resilient than ever before. We're no longer relying on human challenge trial as a sole reason to kind of grow. We have multiple services in our portfolio. We also now offer international services, which I think is another key reason why we are more resilient going forward. So I think we are much more prepared for any future headwinds, considering our diversification of our services across different phases and therapeutic lines.
And how's the sales pipeline looking?
Well, I think the sales pipeline has always been good, to be honest. By 2025, we've seen more proposals submitted than in full year 2024. We've also seen more variation of opportunities in the sales pipeline, with the human challenge trials no longer dominating our sales pipeline, which is good to see. I don't want to downplay the importance of human challenge trials, because we still have a number of large opportunities in that area. But I also want to make sure that we communicate the fact that we are no longer just a human challenge trial CRO. We provide a full service across a number of therapeutic areas and a number of phases. And as we move forward, I think it's key for us to continue to build on that. We've also built a couple of preferred providerships at CRS, especially where we're getting repeat business from our clients. We have some of the large opportunities, such as Iliad, still on the books, and we look forward to building some of those and moving some of the pipeline into contracts. And I think that's one of the key differences, that we've seen more movement in the conversion of opportunities into contracts, and that's something we'll look to see progress further in early 2026.
Just to recap, Mo, what can we expect from 2026 for hVIVO?
Well, I think the key attribute to us is that we are much more resilient. We have a great variety of portfolio of services. We have some key initiative internally. We want to grow in cardiometabolic diseases. So you can imagine diabetes, obesity right now are a couple of key indications where we've seen a huge growth in R&D spend. And we have a KOL endocrinologist on our books at CRS who's helping us build that. We're also building up our respiratory franchise, and we're also focusing on laboratory services, which can support from preclinical all the way to end of phase 3. So we have a much more varied foundation to our company, and we want to continue to grow all of that. So I think we have a very strong infrastructure. We have multinational presence, a varied portfolio of services, and we are unique as a CRO partner. There are a number of services we provide that not many other companies provide. So I'm very optimistic if for 2026, we have reiterated our guidance for 2026, and we'll continue to build on that for the future.
Well, I'm sure we'll be chatting again in the near future. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you for having me on.
Mo Khan, the Chief Executive of hVIVO.